Why might someone not want to change? And why do some people get stuck in their ways? In this session, we're going to consider different stages for readiness for growth. We'll also think about what might support people at each of those stages. And also how we can create those right conditions for people to grow. Remembering that with mentoring, we're trying to help people to grow and not just change. So the iceberg. On the surface, somebody might not want to change, and they might express that by telling you that they don't want to. They don't think they need to. Or they maybe don't know they need to. But often underneath the surface of that, there are other things going on for people. People's readiness for growth can be about them not having the right resources, not knowing how to make that change. And further beneath even than that, a reason why people might not want to change is because they don't believe they can, or they're more comfortable with the familiar of the way that they're acting and being as they are. There's a security in knowing the outcome of what will happen if they carry on behaving how they're behaving, acting how they're acting, doing things how they're doing things. And so a willingness to change might be dependent on them having some of those underlying things worked on. This model shows maybe some different stages that people could be at in their willingness to change. Some people are in a stage of pre-awareness, and that's about them not having a knowledge or understanding that their ongoing actions or behaviour are a problem to them or to other people. Then people might, with the right support, move forward to contemplation. And that's where somebody's starting to recognise that their current behaviour, their current patterns of behaviour are not working out for them. That there's something that maybe is problematic about that. They will not perhaps articulate that to anybody. They won't perhaps voice that or be ready to voice that. But there's just something niggling them that maybe this isn't working out for them. Again, with the right support and help, somebody might move through to the decision stage. And that's where somebody is starting to be ready to make some change. And they're saying something like that they want things to change, they want things to be different, they want to be able to make some kind of change. It doesn't mean they're actually doing it, they're just making the decision they want to do it. If we're going with the right help and support, somebody then might move through to the active change stage, which is about actually making a difference, making something happen, making something different happen for themselves. And then again, with the right support, they might move forward to maintaining a new, improved, better kind of course of action, behaviour, pattern of behaviour. And that kind of process of growth and change has been completed. Sometimes, however, people might go through all of those things, and at any one of those points, they may go back into relapse for all sorts of reasons, where they maybe feel that they're lacking success, or they've lacked kind of a chance to make that change work for them, or that whatever they're doing is not actually making a difference to them. Our job as mentors is to try and support people to go through these stages well. I wonder whether this also helps us to think about that a little bit. Maybe as an idea of steps up a ladder or stairs up to another floor. That maybe people start off by saying they won't do it, then I can't do it. I want to do it, but how do I do it? I'll try to do it. I can do it. I will do it. Yes, I did do it. Another way of understanding that model I've just shown you maybe. So, how do we help people climb that staircase? How do we help people to move through those stages of change? Some ideas on the screen here for you to look at. Some sets of strategies. And what I'd like to invite you to do is to pause the video and to consider which set of strategies might work at each of those stages of change. Have a little think about it, see if you can match them up. Pause the video as you do that, and then come back when you're ready. Oh, and how you got on with that. Maybe it was challenging, maybe we found it very easy. This is perhaps the right answers, if you will. They're on your screen now. that show maybe which set of strategies work best at each of those stages. Take some time just to look at those for a few moments and consider why maybe those things are important at each of those stages. If you'd like to pause the video again to do that, then I'd encourage you to do so. So just a couple of notes about the relapse stage. It's really important that if people relapse, that they continue to have support. People's change journey isn't always linear, it's often up and down. And if you think about changes that you've had to make in your life, things that you've had to improve and work on, then you'll know that you've had success and you've also had failures. And so it's really important that what we do is we continue to support people through a stage of relapse and don't let them give up and don't give up on them. And it's also important to remember that when people have gone through a process of change, that they might need some ongoing support to maintain that as well. That actually people might need their ongoing encouragement, support, just to be able to help them to maintain a new behaviour and a new way of being. And so again, on the screen is some ideas about what that might look like. Some of the more astute amongst you will have noticed there are some common themes across all of those stages. The theme of acceptance, building self-esteem, and providing opportunities for any kind of success. And all of those are important things that have to be in place at any one of those stages of change. The reason for that is because what people are supported by is having a sense of what we might call efficacy. A belief that they can be effective at what they're doing. So efficacy is a belief that, a strength or belief that you've got your own ability to be able to complete tasks and reach goals. That you can experience yourself as being a successful person who actually is able to make things happen for yourself. And sometimes what we need to do is build people's sense of efficacy in one area of their life in order to give them an experience in themselves that makes them feel able to make changes in other parts of their life. So one of the things we can do as mentors is we can try and help people to be successful, to draw out their successes, draw attention to their successes, and give people opportunities to be successful in small ways. And slowly that might build their self-esteem and their sense of efficacy in making those bigger changes that they might need to make. It's important to remember that some mentees that you work with might have had very different experiences of authority figures. Some people will have had really positive experiences of people who have helped them and have tried to be supportive of them and tried to teach them over the many years. But other people will have had authority figures in their lives that will have been controlling, passive, unreliable and overbearing. And when someone's had those kind of experiences, they may be more reluctant to take on change. They may be more reluctant to take on your advice. They may be more reluctant to listen to things that you have to say. And so providing an environment of empowerment is really important. Providing an environment which accepts, builds self-esteem and provides opportunities for success and congratulates that can be really, really important. Remembering the values that we talked about in the session about values. That our job as mentors is to not just do something, but do something with a particular intention behind it, to do something with the values underpinning our own actions as well. There's values of commitment, being empowering, unconditional accepting, compassion, empathy, hope-filled, and curiosity. I wonder if I can encourage you just to spend a few moments to consider what might create the right environment for growth. Based on what you've heard in this session and also in the other sessions we've done already, have a little think about the things that are going to create the best environment for people to make changes. Spend some time jotting those things down and then come back when you've done that. So in this session we've thought about what the different stages of readiness to growth might be. We've thought about what support might be needed for somebody at each of those stages. And we've thought about how we might be able to create the right conditions for growth. I wonder what's been most interesting about this session for you. I wonder what's been most important. And I wonder what you're going to take away.